All right, guys, here we go. I've been excited to do this video for a while now. Needed to do it ever since I switched from the Roll Vandal to the Accurate Water Skip Vandal, since it definitely opens up some opportunities. So I do have a video on, it's like called 23 Reasons Why to Use Accurate Roll Vandal, so you can check that out. I think it has a couple different holes. This covers most of the same ones. But now, thanks to this Around the Valley event, everybody's going to have the opportunity to have an Accurate Water Skip Vandal, so it's perfect time to do this video and show y'all why I love this disc. So many awesome lines. I use it all the time, so here we go. Sunshine Glade Hole 2. Perfect for this. You'll see my bag here. I just made a bag of all my Water Skip Vandals. I love them all. You know I love that Beast Vandal and my Winter Trail Vandals. But here we go. So Sunshine Glade 2. I'm going to try to go in order of kind of how the courses go, just to make it easy to kind of sort through. But starting with Sunshine Glade 2, we're going to kind of switch it up as far as which Vandal we use for each hole. So we'll start with the Beast Vandal. So this is a line I've been using a lot lately, and I really like it. So that little rock over there, middle chevron just above it, and then it's going to be a straight pull from there. And I've actually been making this a lot lately with this line, so I'm sticking with it for now. The next one, we're going to move on to Blueberry Thicket. Hole number 4, I use this line all the time. It's perfect in one wind, so bottom chevron just above the T there. I'll kind of adjust my aim point a little bit depending on what the wind is doing. But this is a great line as well, and I get this quite a bit with this disc. Moving on to Lakeside 8. This is when I'm kind of just feeling lazy. I got a one wind. I'll slide to the right, default aim. Not quite a full hyzer, but I've gotten this one quite a bit just being lazy. And it is a pretty safe miss too, so if you miss it, very rare to end up in the water. So that's a fun one. This is one of my favorite ones. Anytime I can actually use the water skip, default aim. Check this out, about a disc a hyzer. This is like my favorite. When I see a one wind in multiplayer, I love trying to get this, and I've got quite a bit in multiplayer, so awesome line there. This hole on Highlander Ridge 2, if there's ever a big tailwind, usually I'm using a roll sapphire, but if there's a big tailwind and I'm worried about going long with the sapphire, I'm going to bust out the Vandal, and it just doesn't quite go as far. I don't have to worry about it going long. So it's another great disc for that hole. This one's not an ace run, but it's a line I use all the time. I just need a birdie. Too easy, default aim, a little bit of hyzer depending on the wind. And it's just the perfect disc to just a default aim, quick pull down, give me a birdie, and move on to the next hole. So I'll show you quite a few of those types of holes. This next one, Highlander Ridge 7, if you ever get a 3 or 4 tailwind and you're worried about having to power down or go long, man, this Vandal is perfect. It's kind of a cheat code in these huge tailwinds where you're worried about throwing the disc that you normally do. And you can see why I love to use a Vandal in those situations. Another Highlander Ridge hole that I like to use it on, hole 9. Anything like a headwind or a one wind, I'll go full power. If there's a tailwind, I got to power it down a little bit, but this is a one headwind, so perfect for this one. Just a straight pull from default aim, and it gets me in great position for birdie. K-hole Park 5. This is one of my favorite holes now that I have the Water Skip Vandal. Used to be just a boring birdie hole. Slide to the right, top chevron in between those trees up there. I'll adjust it a little bit, and usually about a half a disc of hyzer. Little one skip water off the bank, and I've gotten that a ton in multiplayer. Again, I'm always gaining strokes on the card using that one. This is another just safe birdie line, just default aim. It's too easy. Maybe do a little bit of hyzer depending on what that wind is doing. But if I just need a birdie and I'm not going to run this one, I pull out the Vandal. Kind of noticing a theme with this disc. Coyote Canyon 8. This is another great line for the Vandal, especially in one winds. I'm trying to remember. No. No, it's all the way up. Definitely not top chevron. It's going to be the bottom chevron. Just had a little bit of a brain fart there. So let's slide us up here. Bottom chevron on top of that rock there, and a straight pull down in this one wind. And this is another ace that I get a lot with this disc. What do we got next? We got Frozen Valley, hole 3. There's a lot of people throwing water skip on this hole. Vandal's a great option. If you just go top chevron, kind of right down where the ice meets the lake there, and then about a half power of hyzer, maybe a touch more depending on what the wind's doing. This is a great option, and it gets you in great position for eagle. This takes some practice. There's some lines where you can use a straight pull down. There's a bunch of sapphire or other fairway lines, but if you haven't tried this water skip on that hole, then I would definitely recommend it. Now this, another one of my favorite holes with the water skip, slide right, bottom chevron right on top of that tree, full anhyzer. And there's not many holes that I love getting more than this one. When making this video, it was the first try getting this one, so gotten pretty good at that shot, especially in 1-winds. Downtown 7, this is one where if I just need a birdie, I'm going to get a little different wind here. Straight pull down, maybe a touch of anhyzer. I didn't quite turn it enough. I don't like to hit the front because sometimes it'll go in the water. Let me rethrow that just to show you what I like to do. So again, default aim, a little bit of anhyzer. I pulled back real quick just to turn it a little more. And too easy. Nice birdie play there. Tailwinds, I might adjust my play a little bit. This is another hole I've just loved having the Vandal. Any 1-winds or tailwinds, I'm pulling out the Vandal here. Any headwinds, I kind of go the old route, but tailwinds or 1-winds, I'm throwing Vandal, and it gets me a putt on this hole, and it's so much easier than having to throw it in from across the way. If I get a 3 tailwind or a 2 tailwind, I feel like I hit the jackpot on this hole. This disc makes this hole so much easier. This is Ikigai Springs 8. Check this out. Slide right, top chevron, line it up with the basket symbol, pull that thing straight down. And while others are kind of struggling to adjust for the wind here, it's just a cheat code for this. I don't think I've ever missed with the Vandal in a 3 tailwind or a 2 tailwind for that matter. Love that disc for this hole. This next hole is one of my favorite holes to play because of the Vandal. So backhand, bottom chevron right in the bottom of that tree. Pretty straight pull down, especially in 1-winds. Then I'm just trying to end up in this same spot up here. As long as I'm less than 240, yep. So we're going to go bottom chevron right on top of the basket. Another straight pull. I mean, I get this hole all the time with this disc. You'll see me say Vandal, Vandal, Northern Lights 4. Love it. Enzo 6. This is also, this is already an easy hole, but this just makes it that much easier, and I don't have to worry about longer throw-ins. So middle chevron on the basket. A disc of hyzer in 1-winds usually just clips that tree enough to slow it down and put me in perfect position for an easy eagle. Love it on that hole too. On to Northern Breeze. I use this line all the time, and every once in a while I get a lucky bounce for the ace. I'm not going to show you the ace, but I'm going to show you exactly what I do. Slide left, middle chevron right on that little stick poking out, and then a full hyzer. And it just lands nice and soft. Every once in a while you'll land on just a spot where it pops up enough to go in the basket, so that's always a bonus. This one, if I ever just need a birdie, power down in between the last 2 Wi-Fi, straight pull, default aim, and too easy, puts me right there down by the basket. This next one's another default aim Vandal. So many holes, just default aim, pull down the Vandal, and get a birdie. Love it. This is another one. Give me a tap in almost every time. Default aim, straight pull with a Vandal. A few Maple Hill holes, Maple Hill 13. So we're going to go middle chevron, kind of the base of that tree, slide right, and about a disc of anhyzer. It is possible to ace with this disc if you kind of hit the hill on the other side just right. This one's not going to do it, but usually puts me down here in good position to get the birdie. And then another maple hole that it comes in handy for. I think this is the last hole I'm going to show you. So bottom chevron kind of in the middle of that bush right there. You can see just right there, and then a straight pull. And it's just the perfect shape shot for this hole if you just need to get a birdie. So there you go, guys. I love this disc. You hear me rambling about it all the time. If you got it now, Try it out. Hopefully this helps you with some lines to start out with. I also throw it all the time in just upshots or just something I want to throw nice and straight. Forehand, backhand, I use it all the time. One of the best discs in the game, in my opinion. So I hope you agree. Try it out at least. Try some of these lines, and it makes so many holes like fun that used to be boring for me. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. If you're happening to watch this video first before playing the event, then check out the description. I'll have a link to Al's video that has the code for his Around the Valley event. He always has awesome layouts. This is going to be the bonus event, so definitely check it out. Play that event. Good luck, and enjoy this awesome prize, the WS Vandal. As always, guys, thanks for watching me play some DGV.